This is so weird, but I feel like I look like that fucking painting from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Can't explain why, but why do I look like that painting right now? You know the one from Sweet 613? Scariest episode of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, honestly. Like, I just feel like her. Irene. Love you, girly. So apparently the Aria Montgomery hair is just here to stay. Hi guys, it's Michelle, and today's video I am so excited about. It's going to be basically about the dark side of TikTok. We're going to be talking about some different TikTok conspiracy theories and just showing different TikToks that have just such a creepy, eerie feeling to them. This video did not turn out how I originally planned it to. So basically the reason that I wanted to even do this video is because I was on Twitter and I saw this like really creepy TikTok of Charli D'Amelio. I don't even know if D'Amelio is how you say her last name, but I mean, you guys know who I'm talking about. She had this TikTok and I saw on Twitter somebody posted it and it was like, is that a security camera or a person like behind her? And it just really fucking creeped me out. And like stuff like that usually doesn't really get me scared. I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, like this one just like really fucking weirded me out. Like, I don't know. I don't have any explanation as to why. Well, I guess it's creepy, but like, I don't know. It really got me. That got me thinking like how many other TikTok videos like started out just like a regular video but ended up being really creepy. So then I got to looking, I noticed that my friend Loey did several videos about the dark side of TikTok and talking about like paranormal ones, and I love them and I'll link them below. And then I got kind of into that whole realm of TikTok, which is the paranormal side, and I didn't know it existed because my TikTok is very like For You page. It's very beep beep boop boop vibes, so I don't ever see like the dark side of TikTok, and it was really eye-opening and I wanted to talk about it. So I have a few different scary TikToks that I'm going to share with you, and two of them are series, and well actually I think all three of them are like actual series of like really creepy shit, and we're gonna talk about them. Then later I have some conspiracies about TikTok like in general, the app itself. So let's get into it. First TikTok user, I honestly cannot tell if it's fake or if it's real. Like I just can't, my vibe check on it, not sure. Unsure of the vibes. It is by this username, and she basically is pretty young, I feel like. So I don't know, personally as a kid and also now, I did not know how to edit the way that if this were edited would be. Was that my mind just fried? But you know what I mean? Like I feel like the way if this were edited, like I wouldn't know how to do that now, and then I'm assuming also like a young teen would not know how to do this, but then again, I don't know, the teens surprise me every day. I don't know what they do, but nonetheless I found it really fucking creepy because I've been in this situation before. I've been in a situation where I'm convinced somebody's following me. I have security cameras on my house, so I've been in that exact situation where like you like literally run to the fucking door and like get out your keys and try to open the door really fast to make sure nobody's following you. So this girl went ahead and showed her security footage of it happening, and as she goes inside, once she unlocks the door, you can see like there's kind of like a dark figure behind her. It's clearly not a person, clearly not like an actual human being. It's so faint, and like that's what's interesting to me is the way that it looks so real. Like I don't know, it could very well be edited and I could just be dumb that I don't know how to edit it like that or wouldn't know how to do that at all. But what do you guys think? I just think that's so creepy, but honestly it's kind of the least creepy on this list. The next TikTok story, this one's like more of a series of TikToks. It was all about the hot dog guy. I don't know if you guys have heard this story, and it's pretty popular on TikTok, or at least it was a few months ago, and it genuinely freaked me out so much. I have no explanation. Let's talk about it. So this TikTok user basically did that trend where you're like put a finger down and then you tell a story, and it's like obviously about you. He told a very ominous story that like I couldn't stop researching once he had posted that first TikTok. The story basically goes, he was 13 years old and he went to his friend's birthday party. It was like a barbecue birthday party situation, and he saw this like one guy in a Hawaiian shirt just eating a hot dog and smiling at him, and he like kind of got freaked out by it. So he asked his friend who that was, and his friend was like, oh, I think that's an uncle or something, like I don't really know. TikTok user just forgot about it, and he ended up spending the night at his friend's house. So at the sleepover at around 2 a.m. his friend was like, hey, let's go get some chocolate cake. So his friend was obviously like, duh. So they go downstairs and they go to the kitchen, and the friend just screams. And so the TikTok user looks in the corner, and there is the hot dog guy just still chewing on a hot dog. It's so creepy. And he just said, hey guys, what's up? The TikTok user and his friend ran into his friend's parents' room and were like waking up his dad, trying to be like, yo, like come out, there's somebody in the house. So his friend's dad came out and there was nobody there. So the dad was like, why don't you describe him to me? Like, what did this guy look like? And they described him, and the dad said, there is no hot dog guy, he doesn't exist, like go to bed. And just like went back to his room. And then the friend's mom was like, don't ever bring that up again. Your dad will be upset if you do. So the kids just kind of didn't sleep that night, and that was that. But then 4 years later, the TikTok user was sleeping at the same friend's house. Before they went to bed, they both had like a very eerie feeling that they couldn't describe. So they went to bed, and then all of a sudden they both jolted up at the same time. So they jolt up and they look in the corner of his friend's room, and the hot dog guy is just standing there, just still eating a hot dog. This story sounds so not real the more that I say it. We're gonna talk about that in a second. And he claims the hot dog guy said, you guys better watch out because you never know what's going to come, which is very ominous. So then they claim the room got super foggy, and the friend asked, will we ever see you again? Like, what's going on? And the hot dog guy just smiled, and then all of a sudden both boys just jolted up as if they had just been asleep that whole time, even though they both remembered it together and had the same story. So I don't know, creepy as fuck. So then another 4 years later, this time this kid is 21 at this point, he was staying at his friend's house once again. Same thing happened where they both got that same eerie feeling before they went to sleep. And then the exact same thing happened that happened 4 years before. They both jolted up. And this time there was nothing in the room, but they still had a weird feeling, so they went and checked his entire house. Once they got to the attic, the hot dog man was just standing in the corner, still eating his hot dog. His friend yelled at the hot dog man and said, get out of my house, and the hot dog guy just vanished. So this story started happening, I think, in April, and then on May 14th of 2020, he made a TikTok basically calling his friend, and his friend got like audibly upset that he was asking him about this. He said, quote, why would you bring that up? I really can't talk about that again. I'm not going to. And then the TikTok user basically said he wasn't gonna make any more videos out of respect for his friend and his family, I guess. I'm still a little bit confused. I don't know for sure if I believe it. It is just oddly very, very specific for something to be fake. It also just like, I don't know. Like, why'd the dad act like that? Like, if it is true, why'd he do that? I'm not gonna go too far into conspiracies of what I think happened, just in case the story is real and like his family really doesn't want anyone to talk about it. But if this were true, I do think it's obviously a ghostly situation, because how the fuck else would you explain that? Like, I don't know how would you explain someone vanishing and also the jolting up, like everything about it. Paranormal vibes, and I don't like that. Honestly, yeah, I don't know. I don't have any other explanation. And all I do know is that for months, anytime I see a hot dog or like hear a word hot dog, I can't not think about this story. And like vividly like picture in my mind like some dude in a Hawaiian shirt chewing on a hot dog, and it gives me so much like uneasy feeling. I can't explain it. It's kind of why I think it might be true, just because the feeling that it gives is just uneasy, not a good vibe. But nonetheless, what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's true? I would love to know. The next story I saw my friend Loey talk about, and I had to talk about it because it's kind of personal to me, and it's really, really, really fucking weird and just horrifying, like actually horrifying. So let's get into it. So Nick Samino is a TikTok user who started uploading videos in September of 2019. He basically has a super haunted, creepy house in Long Island, New York, and that's why it's kind of personal to me, is because I am from Long Island, New York, but it gets even more personal. So Nick and his family were like super weirded out about all the haunted stuff that was happening in his house. One day they came across like in a closet, it was like a separate little door thing, and it was kind of like a little nook of stuff, and in it he found this bag that was full of little receipts or like different like patient records and medical records of the Kings Park Psychiatric Center. This is why it's so weird to me, because Kings Park is a pretty small town on Long Island, and it is where my dad is from. My family lives there. I usually go there like at least once a year, and I remember hearing stories from my dad telling me about this. My dad remembers like when he was a kid, because this psychiatric center was like actually open when he was a kid. It's abandoned now, and he remembers bell would alarm anytime like one of the patients like escaped, and I just think that's so fucking eerie. Like, what the hell? He also told me he used to play basketball there, but I have so many questions about what that means. This is what I learned today. I didn't know this, but I knew my dad had like gone exploring kind of at the psychiatric center, and I knew the story about the bell because that always creeped me out a lot. Like, I just think that's so weird and would be such a weird experience to have. What I learned today is that my aunt, my dad's sister, actually worked at the psychiatric center, which is really weird. I'm gonna call her in a minute to see what she has to say about it. But my dad would play basketball there because my aunt's husband at the time worked there, and so like they would go play with like all the workers. Question mark? Still I'm confused by it. So he's gonna come talk for a second, and he says that he claims it was very haunted. My dad, he doesn't want to be on the camera.
Hello.
So why do you think that it was haunted? Like, what, did you ever see anything?
It was a very creepy place. A lot of people walking around in like these funny uniforms. When anyone escaped, there'd be sirens that would ring loud enough that the whole town could hear them. People would get nervous that there's escapees from the hospital. Buildings were very old. The grounds were creepy. The buildings were like old castles.
So why didn't you go play basketball like literally anywhere else?
Because my two sisters have had experience, you know, working there.
Wait,
they did a great job.
Another sister worked there? What the hell?
Yeah. You know, just when the sirens went off, it was scary. We were worried that they were out and they would get hurt. They would not survive because they wouldn't be able to eat. But those sirens I could still hear in my head.
That's so scary. Thanks, Dad. Cute. The bells sounding would probably be more so people being afraid, like my dad said, that the patients would hurt themselves or like get themselves into trouble rather than hurt other people. But I'm sure just as a kid you probably were told more like dramatic stories, but that's just definitely unsettling. All right, I want to call my aunt though because she worked there, so I want to see if she has any personal stories. She used to work at the Kings Park Psychiatric Center.
Many years ago, I did.
What did you do there?
I started there as a secretary.
Oh. Did you think it was creepy?
When you went down in the tunnels, yes.
What do you mean tunnels?
Tunnels under the buildings, yeah, so that they could get back and forth from one building to the other, like in a snowstorm.
Oh.
They were creepy.
Yeah. Do you think it's like actually haunted?
I don't think so, but...
Never know.
You never know. I was just going to say that. I worked there in food service when she was in high school.
Why'd you guys all work there? Wasn't there like a McDonald's?
Honey, everybody, let me tell you something. There's very few places in this town or families you could go to in this town where people grew up here that didn't have some family member at some point worked there.
Wow. Because people think it's like really haunted now because I guess...
Well, yeah, because it's empty and it's scary looking now. The only building that I would say that always used to scare me was Building 93. It was the big, tall building on the campus. I'm more afraid that you don't know who the hell could be hiding down there.
Hiding? Do you think that they were like tortured?
I actually saw shock therapy being administered. That I did.
Damn. I don't know.
And that was creepy.
This guy on TikTok uploaded a video where he lives on Long Island, but basically like he found like a plastic bag with all of these like medical records from like the Kings Park Psychiatric Ward. Isn't that weird?
And people did steal a lot when they closed the place.
Really?
I'm sure they did.
They left just all the records are just there?
Well, they probably put them down in the basements and the tunnels. And it was before HIPAA and all that stuff. So they probably thought they would all end up just getting destroyed.
I wonder if there's still records today.
I wouldn't be surprised. But I ain't going down in no basement to look.
I'm going. Thank you for your input.
You're welcome.
There's some information for you. Now I really do want to go explore. I've been saying this for a while that I wanted to go explore the Kings Park Psychiatric Center. I would love it if BuzzFeed Unsolved did it for me because I'm scared. So Nick was actually able to see some of the patients' names, like their prescriptions, their doctors who were working there. And he was going to further explore this, but then he got really scared because a lot of paranormal activity was happening in his house since he dug up these papers.
Hey guys, I know I only have a minute, so I'm gonna be talking a little quick, but here's an update on what's going on. I know I've been gone for a while. It's been busy with work, school, and moving, but I did a bunch of research with a few friends. We had so much on this piece of paper that we found out, but as we were doing research, the spirits started getting really upset with me. I seen a woman, my mother was seeing people in the hallways, my sister had weird experiences, and then stuff was falling off our shelves. This was nothing like we usually experience, and it was really terrifying. And I realized I was pissing off these spirits who were passed on who don't want to be researched. So I made a promise to them and myself that I'm going to stop the Kings Park research, and I'm not going to disrespect them any longer, and I'm going to bury them somewhere nice because I don't want to bring them back to a place of where they were tortured. So I'm going to go and bring the files and give them a proper burial, and I hope I can have a mutual respect for them. I did catch on camera some crazy stuff that happened at work that'll show in the other parts, but that's the update on this. No more Kings Park research, no more disrespecting the dead. I'm going to let them be, and I hope they let me be, and yeah.
So he decided to bury them, put a rest to this, and didn't want to disrespect the patients any further, which to me shows a lot because I feel like that could have been so crazy had he contacted the old house owners, had he actually looked into the patients, looked into the doctors. He could have gotten a lot more views that way. That's kind of a big part of what makes me feel like he's not just doing this for views and this was a real actual thing. Also the fact that the papers look really realistic. So although Nick stopped talking about the Kings Park Psychiatric Center, he still has been recording the fucking terrifying videos of paranormal shit happening in his own house and also in his workplace, a little ice cream shop called Swirls and Twirls.
I'm literally at work right now. I'm alone. That's my car. There is not one other car in the parking lot. Look, the freaking light's flickering from the reflection in the window. I don't know what's going on. I'm here alone, and this is what I deal with that I usually don't catch on camera. This is the light switch. Ready? I think I stopped it. Did I stop it? No, I didn't. I didn't stop it. I don't know what's going on, and this makes absolutely no sense. Okay, something. I'm here alone. It's a few days later, and it's 6 o'clock. I'll show you the time. The lights are freaking flickering again. The music is being wacky. The speakers are in the ceiling. This is literally insane.
Which I also want to go there. I would love, if you're watching this video, I would love to meet up with you after Corona is all over, everything's fine again. I would love to meet up with you and go to your workplace and go to your house, film something maybe, figure it out, talk to you, and I would also really want to go to the psychiatric center. Don't know if you'd be down to do that because I don't know. Don't even know if I'm down to do that. I'm a little scared. But if you guys would want to see that, I'm trying to do more actually out things. Things actually going out of my house and going to these haunted places and going to explore them. I feel like there's so many places I personally really have wanted to do for a while, like Salem. I really want to go to Salem, so let me know if you guys would be interested in that type of video. Maybe I could even bring one of my YouTuber friends with me that also do conspiracies, perhaps. Or Kira. The videos of these hauntings are truly terrifying, and stuff like this usually does not freak me out. Not to say I don't believe in stuff like this, but whenever I see stuff on the internet, I'm always wary about it, whether or not I think it's real. But this one just felt real, and it would be so high production if it weren't real that I don't think that a kid who just is just from Long Island would just do this and it'd be fake. It would be very high production stuff. He just has horrifying videos of his house, lights flickering, sounds, things being thrown off tables, in his workplace too, all of the lights. I have no explanation for this one video.
Are you?
No, wait, no. No.
No.
That didn't
We literally looked away for like 2 seconds.
Because like, what the fuck? Where they were locking up and all of the lights like hanging just started fucking moving. The music comes on over the speakers at his workplace without anyone touching anything. It's just very, very, very creepy. And it feels very real, and I don't know what it is, and that's kind of my theory about it. Is I think I have a lot of questions for Nick. Like, was this like place like that he works at always haunted, like before he started working there, or is something following him? Which is the thing that scares me more, because the fact that his own house and, you know, his workplace are both like really highly active places, it's kind of weird to me. But there also is videos of like his other coworkers when he's not even around, so I don't know, like, is something following him? I'm like kind of worried for him. So go follow him on everything, because he posts updates, because that's some crazy shit. Seriously guys, let me know if that would be something you're interested in seeing. Like, if I went to Long Island, go and explore the psychiatric ward. Should I go try to see those tunnels that my aunt was talking about to see if there's any like patient records? Or like, I'm also so afraid of stuff like this, so I don't know, but I do kind of want to meet Nick. I do want to go to his workplace. I do want to go to his house, me inviting myself to this kid's house, and just to see like what it's like if it's real. Like, I feel like it's real, so I want to like, me saying I want to experience it, I don't, please. I don't, but I do, you know? Right, so the last thing that we're going to be talking about is conspiracy theories surrounding TikTok itself, the actual app. So people have been claiming for probably over a year at this point that TikTok has connection to China. It is an app that originates in China, but China is using your data for government surveillance and or to hide what's going on with the Chinese government. In October of 2019, Senator Marco Rubio from Florida was asked if TikTok posed as a national security risk. He said that these China-owned apps are increasingly being used to censor content and silence open discussion on topics deemed sensitive by the Chinese government and community party. The Chinese government's nefarious efforts to censor information inside free societies around the world cannot be accepted and pose serious long-term challenges to the US and our allies. And I literally wrote, IDK sounds dramatic for a beep beep boop boop app, lol. But like, I just feel like TikTok's really innocent. I don't know, maybe it's not, but I feel like people always get so dramatic about it. Personally, not sure if I believe it. So TikTok denied these allegations that Marco Rubio was talking about, but the Trump administration, as of today, while I'm recording this, Trump administration basically announced that they're considering banning TikTok. Kind of other side of the conspiracy is people think that TikTok gathers data that could be used to identify, profile, and track TikTok users in the United States. Because they basically think nobody should download this app unless, quote, only if you want your private information in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party. Like, how dramatic does that sound? Like, I feel like it's really fine. Essentially, they think the company is benefiting off of this alleged activity because it uses this data to sell targeted ads, kind of like Instagram probably does. Apparently, once someone records a video on TikTok and presses the next button, the videos are then transferred to various domains without the user's knowledge. Allegedly, this happens before users even save or post a video on the app. People basically claim that TikTok just gathers a shit ton of data about its users, including their phone numbers, your contact list, like all of your contacts' phone numbers, your email address, your IP address, your location, and more information that could be harmful. And I literally go, I don't believe it's literally a beep beep boop boop app. LOL. But that's kind of true in the sense of how I feel about it. Like, I am a bit skeptical because I don't know what the Chinese government, quote unquote, or TikTok themselves would want with a bunch of random information about a bunch of random 13 to 24-year-olds ish, probably even bigger age gap than that, honestly. I just don't see sense in it, honestly. I don't know why they would do that, but what do you guys think? It is kind of creepy either way. What do you guys think about all of these TikTok conspiracies? What do you guys think about the just creepy TikTok videos? I feel like this could be a series because there are so many creepy fucking things on this app. But what do you guys think? Do you think that TikTok steals your data and uses their information for their own benefit? Like I said, I feel like the only way that they would use it is for targeted ads. Like that's the only thing that makes sense to me. That is it for today's video. If you guys liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about these specific conspiracy theories. I would love to know your opinions on them. But that is it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram because I'm always posting really dope ass shit on there. Subscribe for new videos every week and I will see you guys later. Bye.